tell the summary of Florence Foster Jenkins and why do you think that she made such an interesting topic for a movie?
Well, she was the daughter of Charles Lawrence Foster, who was a very prominent attorney, a banker, landowner, farmer in the back mountain. And she was born on South Franklin Street next to St. Stephen's Episcopal Church, brought up in a very prestigious lifestyle. And she learned to play the piano when she was a little girl. And she went off to become a singer. And when her father died in 1909, she inherits $1.5 million, which is something like $20 to $40 million today. And her and her mother moved to the east side of Manhattan, right off Fifth Avenue. She gets very involved with the women's clubs in New York and starts to put on these elaborate productions. And she worked her way up to Carnegie Hall, where she would pack Carnegie Hall for her debut singing, and she thought she arrived, and everyone was actually making fun of her because she was so awful. She made all these recordings as well. It's kind of a charming story because she had this can-do attitude and spirit. She wanted to be famous and be a singer and loved music so much, but she just didn't have the voice to do it. But she tried and persevered throughout her whole life until she dies at age 76 and 44, and then she comes back here and is laid to rest.
And I think even the New York Times review said her singing was so wretched that it actually was a positive. It was funny that people enjoyed it because it was so bad.
Right, it was very positive. And her concerts raised money for charity as well, so it wasn't always a lost cause, but her voice certainly was a lost cause.
And can you tell me, you said you had several ironic connections, parallel things that you and the Foster family?
I and the father does, and I just found it interesting. Both Charles Foster and I are members of St. Stephen's Episcopal Church. We both happen to be members of the Westmoreland Club. We're both on the board of the Wyoming Commemorative Association. Both of us are elected Republican politicians. He was in the State House. I'm on City Council. And it's just kind of odd that I happen to be on the board of the Hollenbeck Cemetery Association and would have the key to get into the mausoleum. So it's just coincidental.
It is. It's a pretty interesting thing in Wilkes-Barre history.
Sure.